And we are live. Hello, everyone. I know it's been a long time, and welcome to the channel Adda. And as you all can see, look who we have today. And we don't need the person who's down any introduction. He's like this has become his third or fourth home because वो जयपुर में भी रहता है, हैदराबाद में भी रहता है, छत्तीसगढ़ में भी रहता है. And so, as usual, we have Sparsh. Before I go to the person who's on our Mera right, let's ask Sparsh. How are you, Sparsh? Are you happy that RCB finally won? I think हमें ना RCB every season we should do a video of RCB. Maybe it's a good omen.
Exactly, हर साल करना चाहिए. अरे यार, बहुत बहुत बढ़िया जीत था. It's like a monkey off the back for us fans itself. So imagine what it must feel like to the players, especially Virat Kohli. 18 साल एक ही फ्रेंचाइजी में. Oh God. I mean, it was a bit sad what happened in Bangalore after that, but ठीक है, great win.
Perfect. Now though you have become a big podcaster than all of us because you know Bharat आ गए आपके शो में, Kimber आ गए आपके शो में, books launch हो रही है. So very good, very good. So please go subscribe to his channel if you're watching this because boy used to do YouTube shorts. Now he's progressed himself to long form content. Now comes the time. Yeah. इंडिया में ये एस्ट्रोलॉजी बहुत चलती है, ठीक है, एंड बहुत सारे लोग बिलीव भी करते हैं, ठीक है, विच इज फाइन, आई एम ओके विद दैट. तो क्रिकेट में इफ देयर इज अ सेगमेंट कॉल्ड एस्ट्रोलॉजर, मेरे हिसाब से हर प्रेडिक्शन, वेदर इट्स ऑन दैट डे, वेदर इट्स द प्रीवियस बॉल, वेदर इट्स द प्रीवियस ओवर, वेदर इट्स नेक्स्ट डे, इट्स इनक्रेडिबल द अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम्स दिस मैन हैज गॉट इट राइट. मुझे तो लगता है ड्रीम 11 शुड स्टॉप their franchisee because sab paisa to yahi leke jayega. Sorry. So this is none other than Nikhil. I was so much waiting. I've spoken to him multiple times on Twitter and inbox. I'm so happy that he's on our podcast. And welcome, Nikhil. How are you, sir? Sir Nikhil.
No, yaar, I'm very firstly very kind of you to build me up like that. I think anybody who's watched cricket for a living can eventually see things coming at times, but and so is the sport. So good is the sport that it is this year where you are seeing people break 17 years, 18 years, and all of those records, which is good for the game. So that's good from the game side, and yes, always happy and always intent on talking cricket because what else we here for.
The latest best prediction I liked was, the Stark wala, the WTC final. He had said कि Stark पहले ओवर में विकेट लेगा, and he took it, and I'm like, अरे यार ये तो this is becoming very commonly uncommon now. Anyways, so since you can see, Sir Nikhil is already dressed up for the episode.
Sorry, I'll pause, but Nikhil is good enough. You don't have to swear me. Yes, I know we're talking about England, but yeah, let's keep it.
Now you got the logic. Yeah, I'm telling you, you're very smart. So let's start with you because Sparsh will join in as usual. So this is obviously we are coming to talk about India versus England, which is starting this week, and also this is the start of WTC cycle. Right, and we are starting with the series which has 5 test match, and we have never won WTC final or a cup before this. And last time when we played, the probability was qualifying was 70%. From there we never qualified. So how important is it आपके हिसाब से WTC के लिए? How important is it even the series India versus England at England? All yours, Nikhil.
Firstly, very exciting that after a long time you are in a test series with almost no expectations. If you are very honest about it, in terms of what you expect from the Indian side, you are into a phase where this is a transitional side, and this is completely transitional. You often have 4 spots open in the team, and that is also too many. This is the time where you are having only 4 spots, assured that okay, these are the only 4 guys fixed, and now we have to build a team around them and see how they fit in. So I think it's a great time for Indian cricket, and I personally always take pride that these are the times when you actually see what characters come out of the game, because these are difficult times for you as a unit now. And this is the time that can build a team. So very exciting for that aspect for Indian cricket. And for WTC, I think plenty was made about how South Africa is and whatnot. I just hope whoever has any problem can take it up right away. कि इसका FTP ऐसा है, इसका FTP ऐसा है, because I feel it is very embarrassing to talk about how people reach the final when they reach the final, because they did not reach the final after one day or few hours. They were there for over a period of time and then they reached the final. So for South Africa to then go on and win, I think is very, very good for Test cricket in general, because I mean, we need new winners. We need new people taking up the sport. So WTC is not the perfect system, but at least it's getting attention of people. It's getting results. It's putting out draws. So sorry, not England. You are not saving Test cricket. WTC is trying to do that. So that can go to WTC. And just to wrap up, the last WTC cycle was very personally, yes, rewarding for South Africa, but losing to New Zealand 3-0. I don't think I've had a worst emotional response to any series as compared to that. I have not felt that bad even for 23 World Cup. And that speaks volumes about how much that 0-3 has stung me. And now I am open to anything in life. You can tell me that West Indies can beat Australia 4-0, 5-0, I will believe. It can happen. If India beat India 3-0 on turners, so then anything can happen. But it just tells you, if there is one series that can slightly make up for it, it's coming. The 5-test series right now. Because if India managed to beat this England side at home, we are seated.
See, right, like how Nikhil said, na Sparsh, कि 3-0. तो मुझे तो वही से शुरू करना था आपसे कि we lost 3-0 at home. We lost 3-1 against Australia. Now, even for a WTC final, even England is waiting to enter the final. I don't think they've entered it before, right? So,
No.
Now, there, as Nikhil mentioned, that transition bhi ho rahi hai team, WTC start bhi ho rahi hai, or we are coming back with 2 series loss. So, it's very important for the coach currently. So, how do you see this? Is it, and the pressure of playing away, and England में हमारा record 2018 के बाद तो बहुत ही खराब है, leaving last series. But so, what do you think? Is there, are we going to be too nervous when we enter, or it will be completely an Indian version of Bazball era starting?
Indian version of Bazball era, I don't think so that will happen. I think as Nikhil sir rightly pointed out, the team is in a transition right now. And there are multiple spots up for grabs. ऐसा बहुत कम हुआ है. And exciting times, new captain, नया captain coach का वो भी है, क्या बोलते हैं, duo भी है. So, we need to see what these people bring to the table. As far as, the point you said where India have been very poor in England since 2018, I think they have been poor in terms of results, but those who have actually watched the games, they know how competitive we have been. 2018, we lost 4-1, but agar Sam Curran nahi hota, to maybe we would have won 3-2. Or even if we had Bhuvneshwar Kumar, we might have won 3-2. So we have been very competitive in England, and I feel this time also, although England obviously will start as the favorites, but if you look at their bowling attack, except for Chris Woakes, वहां पे experience नहीं है. Josh Tung ho gaya, Sam Cook ho gaya, Bryden Cars. I'm not saying these guys are bad. These guys are inexperienced, they are raw, and they can lose their radar quite often, especially guys like Josh Tung. And that is where I feel India will have to capitalize. And I think the batting is there. Batting में उतना दिक्कत नहीं है. You have Yashasvi and KL at the top. Then you have Shubman Gill. I think he will bat at number 4. नंबर 3 पे साई सुदर्शन इज अ ग्रेट पिक, या फिर करुण नायर जो भी खेलता है. तो बैटिंग में दमखम है. ऋषभ पंत भी है नीचे, फिर यू हैव जडेजा, एंड देन इफ यू प्ले शार्दुल ठाकुर, you have depth also. So this also will be a competitive series, and looking forward to it.
So Nikhil, just like Sparsh mentioned, हमारा record है ना इंडिया का इंग्लैंड में. Yeah, see, by the end of the day, output is what matters, right? As you mentioned, WTC format is not perfect. But by the end of the day, if someone doesn't follow WTC and they see South Africa won the cup, by the end of the day, that's all matters, right? So 2018 say I want you to put little bit, help us with India ka record. Especially, I think last series was 2-2 because one of the test was, kuch alag time pe reschedule hua tha. How do you see this? For India's ability to perform in England, because Australia mein better hua hai, right? So, how do you see this going forward in this next 5 Test match series?
I think it's a great opportunity because as just to add to what Sparsh said, 2018 was 4-1. Could have easily been 3-2. Could have easily been other way around because it was those crucial moments that you felt this not go our way. The rub of the green felt कि नहीं है. There were too many big moments where we could not capitalize. You work on that and you come to 2021 and you were ahead and you felt this is the time when you had that 60 overs of hell. Those are the kind of moments where you feel now this team has it. This team has it in them to complete the arc. Now it is an uncontrollable that you had to have a break and then you went back with a different strategy and then you played a side that you felt could do the same job which happened last year. So all those things combined, I think India are better placed in terms of their experiences, and because their experiences have been worse, I feel we can only get better. We see the worst case scenario is 2011 where you were blank 0-4. ये टीम उतना गंदा नहीं है और ना इंग्लैंड उतना अच्छा है कि 4-0 जीते. हो सकता है. See, for all we know, it could be a humbling for India, and okay, that can happen in the game. But at least on paper, I would be very, very disappointed if India do not win multiple games because, as Sparsh said, that England bowling attack isn't quite sleep scaring. Oh, Anderson, Broad, or Woakes, and Stokes. So then you feel, oh no, there is gap. I can see off Chris Woakes. I can go after these two guys, and then let's see what England are to do. So India's record may not give them a chance, but so was the case after 36 for 9. So I am always hopelessly optimistic, and I will think positive. It may not happen, but I only feel and I get good vibes of India doing a repeat of a 2007. It may happen, it may not happen. It was a different set of series. It was a 3-match series which we won 1-0. But if India start off well in this series and if Gill gets runs, I think India will be much better placed because then in this tour I'm not worried about Ben Stokes and the character because I have to your Ben Stokes I raise a Gautam Gambhir. The aura will be matched, so I'm not worried about off the field. But on the field, I think it is very important for Gill to come off.
So you already made the first prediction in the show.
Hopefully. 2007, hopefully. There are a few more, we'll line them up accordingly.
मैं तो इसी इंतजार में I'm trying to push it towards the climax होता है ना मूवी में. So I'm trying to push it as far as possible since Sir Nikhil said about 2007 and the current team, it looks different.
I'll catch up on this. I will catch up on sir.
Sir, वो out of respect है, प्यार है हमारा आपके लिए. The way you respond on Twitter to everyone, or the way you get involved with the cricket, it's unbelievable. I've seen 1 or 2 individuals only like that. Bharat sir is another one, but he gets a little technical. But then वो humor add करके, थोड़ा अपनापन add करके when you tweet, it catches up. So you should be wait.
One of a kind.
So Sparsh, taking from where, see, obviously it's sad for us that Virat Kohli is not playing, right? I wish he had got WTC under his belt before he retired. Anyways, we have already spoken about Virat Kohli in detail last time. So I want you to put some light on the fact that the new look India for the test series. So what do you क्या लगता है with the current slot or a lot we have selected for, and how do you see it since you've already covered it little bit every time as usual? शो के शुरू में ही एक पूरा शो खत्म कर देता है. ये like if someone sees first 5 minutes को पता है कि क्या बात होने वाला है, छोड़ो भाई अभी हम जो कहाँ है. So what do you think of this new look India? How positive are you? And how honestly, tell me how much 50-50 are you? Because I am not positive that much, being very honest, not being negative. I'm just 50-50. I'm on the edge. अभी नहीं बात करूंगा मैं, but What do you think?
Exciting times, as Nikhil sir had said. These are exciting times. And वही बात है कि यंग टीम है, देयर आर स्पॉट्स अप फॉर ग्रैब्स, न्यू कैप्टन कोच कॉम्बो, तो देखना होगा, बिकॉज सी फ्रॉम वेयर आई सी इट, देयर आर थ्री वेकेंसीज इन द टीम, थ्री मेजर वेकेंसीज इन द टीम। एक तो है नंबर 3 पर, वहां पे साई सुदर्शन खेलेगा कि करुण नायर खेलेगा, एक तो वो बात हो गया। देन यू कम डाउन द ऑर्डर एट नंबर 6 और नंबर 5, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन वेयर ऋषभ पंत बैट्स। डू यू प्ले करुण नायर ओवर देयर? Do you play Dhruv Jurel? Do you go towards Nitish Kumar Reddy? And then going further down at number 8, do you go towards Shardul Thakur? Do you play a proper fourth seamer Arshdeep Singh? Or else you can go towards Kuldeep Yadav. I think these three are the biggest, the major vacancies in the squad. How I see them filling up is Sai Sudarshan at number 3, as per the reports, but then Karun Nair also has scored that double century, and you never know, he might play at number 3. There is also a possibility ki Sudarshan 3 pe khele and then Karun Nair bats down the order, so that also is there. Otherwise you have Dhruv Jurel, who is scoring runs for fun in first class cricket. I think he had some 6 consecutive 50 plus scores in first class cricket, and all of them in tough conditions. Australia jaake run banaye, England aake 3 consecutive 50 mare, I think South Africa mein bhi run banaye, so he has a stronger case than many people are thinking. Dhruv Jurel, Nitish Kumar Reddy to hai hi, he scored a ton in Australia. And I was reading ki Morne Morkel, he also commented about his bowling, ki he can bowl that magic ball kind of a thing. And there were a few reports that he was bowling, more in the nets as well. So maybe that is an indication that maybe Nitish Kumar Reddy will play at number 6. और उसके बाद नीचे शार्दुल ठाकुर है, who I think scored a century in that tour game, जिसका स्कोर कार्ड तो बाहर नहीं आया है, but as per the reports he scored a century, he took wickets over there, तो he probably has strengthened his case over there. Although I personally might lean towards Kuldeep Yadav, because Jared Kimber told me in my podcast with him कि this has been one of the driest summers in the UK, and that might well bring someone like a Kuldeep Yadav into play, and especially क्योंकि सामने Bazball है, there is a good chance कि Kuldeep Yadav can be a very good wicket-taking threat against them, and at the end of the day, you need 20 wickets to win test matches. That's how I see the Indian team lining up. Very exciting times. देखते क्या होता है.
Nice. It happens when you call Ajay sir for no reason. This is what happens.
क्या हुआ, आवाज नहीं आया क्या?
इंस्टेंट कर्मा. आपको नहीं सर, हम म्यूट में थे. हाँ, तो अच्छा. So do you agree with what Sparsh said, or do you have anything? आपको क्या लगता है? Obviously you both sound very excited. I am also excited to see how this will go. I remember telling you on Twitter also that now actually I'll see how Gautam Gambhir will perform. Yes. So my point is, do you agree with whatever he said, or is there anything, because pen आपका आ गया बाहर, I'm waiting.
So I had this 11 in mind for a while, and I was just jotting it down. Okay, what are the potential options? So I think 6 slots are, you can say, more or less fixed. That Jaiswal 1, Rahul 2, Gill 4, Pant 5. That is 5, and Bumrah ka spot mere liye to permanent lock hai. So those 6 are done. I think there are very interesting options for number 3, number 8, and number 6. And this is where I feel the influence of Gambhir will also come into play. That how is India looking at this? Because see, when you played in Australia, we saw the mistake that India did, that India played too many all-rounders who could not bowl. And that's a very difficult situation to be in as a side, because then you're putting all your eggs in one basket. And if that basket leaks, then you're gone. There is no way for you to come back into the side. So that is one perspective. The other perspective is, say you want to back, now you've said so many times, okay, domestic cricket important. You pick Karun Nair, and if you don't play him, I don't think it reflects well. So you are invariably making himself, and I have no problem with him playing. But then I feel I would rather use that experience at 3 than putting him at 6. Because for 6 pe to I already have a Dhruv Jurel, or I have an NKR that can possibly slot in at that number 6 slot. So how I feel this could line up is, and again, this is all conjecture. Come the day, we could see 4 all-rounders playing for all we know. So Jaiswal, Rahul, Karun Nair at 3. I will hold on to Sai Sudarshan, because invariably, if he gets a chance, I know he'll score a couple of times. But I would want to go to Karun first because Sai has time. So Karun ka second chance aa gaya, to give him that chance. Gill 4, Pant 5. I would start with Dhruv Jurel because I don't know how much they'll trust Nitish Kumar Reddy. And if Bumrah is playing, then I don't think you are going to use your other options also that well. Which means majority आपका bowling आपके primary bowlers ही करेंगे. So I would go with Dhruv Jurel at 6, Jadeja 7. That is a good batting depth. And here now I'm not worried about anybody bowling क्योंकि Jadeja है. And इसके बाद भी I'll have 4 options. So I'll start with Shardul at 8. My 3 pacers, obviously Bumrah plays the first game. There is no doubt. There is a good gap between the first test and the second test. So Bumrah plays, Prasidh Krishna plays, because again, GT quota, this is how memes speak. GT quota, CSK quota, RCB quota. No. He will play because he was playing in the last 2 tours and he played in the last test that India played as well. And he's taken a 6 for in that one. So Bumrah plays, Siraj plays with Prasidh. Now Siraj is a call where I think many will feel should not, but I think we'll have to take that call. Ke Siraj has to play maximum number of games because someday he has to transform into that second pacer. He cannot permanently be the third pacer in the team. So ab wo experience aayega, and there is good competition. There is Ashdeep, there is Akashdeep waiting. So I feel that's how they'll line up. So eventually 4 pacers, 3 proper pacers, Bumrah, Prasidh, Siraj, Shardul as my 4th pacer, Jadeja as my 5th option. सबको use करो and you have batting till 8. Fair enough. इससे ज़्यादा batting नहीं चाहिए.
Wow, ये ना मेरे टीम से अलग ही है. You know, I when I debate with friends and my clients and all, these players were there, but then हाँ रहेगा नहीं रहेगा इस position में. So actually, I pretty much agree with your team. Dhruv Jurel मुझे नहीं पता. Maybe I'm confused there whether NK को खेलेंगे या Dhruv, but pretty much here I agree with Sai Sudarshan playing in third because the love I have for Karun Nair is too much. I'm being sarcastic because I still have वो घाव है ना, वो पंजाब में खेला था और उन्होंने ई साला कप नमदे करके इतना ट्रोल किया था आरसीबी को उस टाइम. So I have that thing, but then he deserves that opportunity because he's worked hard. So nice.
I just want to add over here, given how Gambhir has played his cricket so far, we have seen that he prefers depth in both departments across all 3 formats. And that is the reason why I think we might see Nitish Kumar Reddy starting at number 6 because he can give you a 6th bowling option. And then you have Shardul at number 8 because he's giving you batting depth also. And in that, then you have 6 bowling options batting till number 8 and you get enough depth in both departments. Although I don't agree with that, but I think that is what we will see. And this is also interesting because there are too many people who are talking about Nitish Kumar Reddy versus Shardul Thakur for the seam bowling all-rounder. I don't know why. They're competing for 2 different spots यार. दोनों सीम डालते हैं, बैटिंग थोड़ी बहुत कर लेते हैं, तो क्या सीम बॉलिंग सेम स्पॉट में थोड़ी ना compete कर रहे हैं. That's not the case. Nitish Kumar is competing for number 6, maximum number 7, and then Shardul at number 8. अब वहां पे लोग इन दोनों के बीच में कंपटीशन क्यों कर रहे हैं मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा है.
You wanted to say something, Nikhil? Agree कर रहे थे, disagree कर रहे थे. इंडिया में ना ये पता नहीं चलता.
Completely agree on that. No, I trust Sir Sparsh's assessment there because see, the point is you have to take roles into consideration. What I think we often get confused is now you cannot say that a Tanush Kotian is a replacement for R. Ashwin. He isn't. It doesn't work like that. Khali off spin hai, it doesn't just, you can't replace Nathan Lal by Todd Murphy. Off spinner hai, but then there are far more things to the game, and maybe the expectation is that Nitish Kumar Reddy will translate into something, say like an Hardik Pandya. Again, we're not putting him there. We're just saying that in your mind you're feeling like that. But then the point is we haven't seen enough of it. And having seen the Australia series, it makes it even more imperative that you focus on a bowling all-rounder more than a batting all-rounder. Because you already have one batting all-rounder in your mind in Jadeja. Because unse tum itna bowling nahi kar rahe the. So that also has to be considered that you will have to use Jadeja also better, because as much as I want to play Kuldeep, there is no room to play Kuldeep. You will invariably have to play one of Shardul or NKR, but NKR at 8 means plenty of bowling for people below him, or a few people above him have to bowl, because otherwise it's anything, it can go any which way. So that's why I feel it's very important to firstly get the conditions right and then get the roles of the people right for that particular game.
Perfect. I totally agree. I always had this debate in IPL also कि ये लेफ्ट हैंडर आ गया तो लेफ्ट आर्म बॉलर को बॉल ही नहीं देते थे. तो I'm like, भाई ये old school thinking. I understand the logic, but then Krunal Pandya used to take wickets against left-handers only. So somewhere this like replacement, I don't know. I personally,
quality matters. You look at the last three big winners. India won Champions Trophy with so many right-handers. RCB won the IPL with so many right-handers. South Africa won the WTC with so many right-handers. Quality is over everything. Chennai won a tournament without having a leg spinner. Chennai have won 2 titles without chasing to 180 ke upar. How this sometimes cricket doesn't work how we expect it to, but that's the part of the game.
Exactly.
Kolkata won without Russell batting.
Exactly, bro. Who would believe?
Now since we're coming towards the end of the show, since our sir Sparsh has already touched upon this on his channel, so let's dive into the first test match directly. Anyways, background mein to Headingley wait kar raha hai. So let's start with Sir Sparsh. Now, sir, you are also been affiliated with the tagline because you've already spoken about it. And तो आपके लिए revision भी हो जाएगा अभी. So what do you think of the first test before I go to Nikhil about the wobble seam? So what do you think? See the stadium, the conditions. Already there are a few pictures of the pitch which are going viral on Twitter. So how are we going to go? Already we've spoken about the team. We've already spoken about the bowling. What will be the different or are we going to expect what Headingley offers all the time?
What Headingley offers all the time, see, from what I have read or from the podcasts which I have done, I have come across this that Headingley has been slightly drier in recent times. So that can be one thing. And also I was looking at the data. 2018-19 May, there were 22 average runs per wicket was 22.10, which has gone up to 30.77 since 2019. Although 30.77 is not batting friendly, but still it's a big jump from what we saw in 2018-19. तो एक तो वो चीज है, स्कोरिंग रेट भी थोड़ा सा ऊपर गया है from 3.16 to 3.63. So batting has become relatively easier in the recent past. एक तो वो चीज है. Second thing which blew my mind, or not exactly blew my mind, but एक trend रहा है Headingley में कि batting gets easier as the game progresses. फर्स्ट इनिंग्स में आप एवरेज रन्स पर विकेट देखोगे, सेकंड में देखोगे, थर्ड में देखोगे, फोर्थ में देखोगे, वो लाइन ग्राफ ऐसे ऊपर की तरफ ही जाता रहता है. तो विन द टॉस, बॉल फर्स्ट. Since 2021, I think England have won all the 3 games over there, and they have bowled first all 3 times. 2014 से 7 मैचेस टीम पहले बॉलिंग करने वाली जीती है, सिर्फ 4 मैचेस पहले बैटिंग करने वाली टीम जीती है. So this is what I could gather from the little bit research which I did about the venue and the conditions.
Sir, anything different? I was just going through before you start. I was going through the stats somewhere. See, this is against England at the venue. This is what the head-to-head looks like. So it doesn't. It's not that. इतना ऊपर नीचे नहीं है. If you see, because we have only played 2 test matches there, and our win record is pretty much 50%. So what do you have to add? Do you agree with Sparsh or कोई है अभी?
नहीं, agree के. In fact, it looks better for India in pretty much after the first 2 sections के higher score भी better है, average score भी India का better है, and even the lowest score is better for India. But I don't know how much you can read into. I think cricket has now moved into a space where your historic data very rarely matters unless you are able to have a preconceived notion that this is what will obviously happen. So that's where I feel India will have to be really very smart, where I think everybody's spoken everywhere about how dry the summer has been in England. So conditions are not going to be the same as they used to be in the past. Now, Headingley वैसा भी जगह है जहाँ पे West Shy scored 20 tons. So England have had their troubles there. But the catch is, can you read those conditions well over a period of 5 days? Because now we don't know how the take will be. Sure, we will see grass. but the grass will be trimmed by the time the toss happens. So basically, as Sparsh said, might be a bowl first today, but then also if you are bowling first or if you are batting first, you need to get out in time. And it is stupid to say, but that's what India did. That's what India did in Perth. You got all out in time so that you can also use those conditions, because as much as people may not want to accept it, luck plays a massive role. You don't have to go too far else. Just go look at the WTC final. First 2 days, completely different batting aspects. Day 3, completely different batting aspects. So I just hope India are open to that idea that it may not go out as expected. So hence the 11 becomes very important, that you pick the balanced 11. You cannot pick 11 where you see grass and then you still pick Kuldeep and expect him to come good. Vaisa you can't go down that route. So grass hai to live grass hai ki nahi, wo dekho, and then you take a call. So more or less, I tend to feel that it might be the general term for the entire series might be high scoring, but I don't think it will be more than 400, because I feel bowling attack जो है दोनों teams का और batting भी जैसा है. England may want to score 400, they might get to 500 once when India will have an off day, but India could also get to that stage because England ka bowling isn't that great. So I think it keeps India into the game if there is anything for the bowling. But yeah, that's what makes it interesting. 300, 400 के आसपास runs बने, and if you lose the toss, everybody watching, please be patient. Don't worry about strike rates. We will get the score that is needed.
Also, just I want to add over here कि आज ही मैं पढ़ रहा था कि जो लीड्स का जो ग्राउंड्समैन है या फिर जो पिच बनाता है बंदा, ही सेड कि 300 टाइप का ही विकेट बना है फर्स्ट इनिंग्स में, 300 के आसपास ही बनेगा.
वाओ, नाइस. नाउ सिंस इस टॉपिक पे तो मुझे बात करना ही है, बिकॉज इतना ट्रेंड हो रही है. आई डोंट नो मच अबाउट दिस, सो बिफोर आई रिवील द ग्रेट ट्रेंडिंग टॉपिक, निखिल सर, ये क्या है, ये बताइए मुझे और जो भी देख रहा है, क्या है ये? बिकॉज मैंने इसके पॉडकास्ट में सुना, फिर से भरत के पॉडकास्ट में सुना, देन आई सॉ यू ट्वीटिंग एंड भरत सर ट्वीटिंग ड्यूरिंग साउथ अफ्रीका टेस्ट मैच. सो मुझे, मैंने बोला छोड़ो, आई नो व्हाट इट इज. ऑब्वियसली मुझे सबको पता चल रहा है देखने क्या क्या हो रहा है वहां पे, कैसे पकड़ा है उसने. सो लेट्स टॉक द एलिफेंट इन द रूम. How big this wobble seam will be this series. Let's talk about this test match, because I think this will keep coming up in the next every test match ka conversation pe. Stuck away up. Hello sir.
ये क्या हो गया इनको?
Sir, I think you have to leave.
I think he spoke about electricity issues. Hopefully that isn't the case here, and he'll be back soon.
हम है sir. आप है.
You're back, sir.
You're back.
I don't know who's where, man.
Can you hear us?
But I mean, yes. He spoke about elephant in the room, and the lights had to go off for some reason. Why?
So I was just saying that we are gonna end up talking about this wobble seam through the series. I feel, with the way it's all trending and being built up. So what do you think of this? Again, you don't believe in thing, but then I just want you to say क्या आपका opinion क्या है, and does it have such a big impact? Will it have an impact according to you?
No, definitely it will have an impact, because I mean, if this has become that one-stop solution for so many people. And sometimes it's also it gives you a vibe of a new toy, that wobble seam. Oh, nice. Let's hold it at 45 degree like Pat Cummins. Let's try and give it at an angle. Let's go wider of the crease and bowl it. Chris Woakes' career revive after that. Team Saudi had a different version of it for some period of time. It is something that people are finding, okay, scramble seam we have used in the past, but this is something that was there, but it has become even more prominent because maybe the surfaces are getting such where people feel, we want this as an option to add that unpredictability, that if the bowler has no idea what the ball will do, how is the batter going to line it up and feel, no, I know this is where it will go. So I think it's a good time in cricket where you are seeing so many variations also of the wobble seam, normal wobble seam, hybrid wobble seam, and all of that. All of it could make sense, but it could still not work. So it's just that good mystery that is being built up around wobble seam. Because if you look at the teams, I don't think India as a country has used it as much if you compare it to somebody like in say an Australia or New Zealand or in England. India में you probably prominently only I have only seen Siraj use it a bit. I don't think Bumrah itna usko use. We've hardly seen Prasidh Krishna use that wobble seam. So Shardul Thakur does Shardul Thakur things. I am no mortal to what Shardul Thakur will do. But if you are comfortable doing your tricks, please go ahead and do it. I don't think in cricket is such a grey sport where it's not one size fits all. So as long as India are ready कि Chris Woakes ये डालेगा अपने को नए बॉल से, you have to be ready for it, and there is nothing much else you can do about it.
And to just put it inside before we get into my favorite segment of hot takes and predictions and all, please go watch Sparsh's recent episode with Bharat, where they're talking about wobble sim a lot. I think he's also put up a separate video where they speak about wobble sim in detail. Whoever is a nerd, please go, and I've already watched it, so please go watch it, because that's the whole idea of this. Yes, sir.
I also
you can just jump in.
you were speaking, sir. So I just wanted to put this out. Ki in the same episode, Bharat sir gave me one incredible insight about Headingley, which I heard nowhere else. He told me about the two ends at Headingley. एक है वहां पे कोई फुटबॉल एंड है, एक है कर्कस्टॉल एंड है. फुटबॉल एंड से you get more swing, और जो कर्कस्टॉल एंड है वहां से it is more about seam movement. So I think what happened was James Anderson, he had bowled about, Bharat sir, he mentioned that number 1760 balls. I don't know from where he got that. क्या memory है पता नहीं. So he bowled all those balls and he was having a tough time at the ground. उसके बाद end change किया. He went to the football end. He ended up with a 10 for against Sri Lanka. So this was one insight which actually blew my mind, and that's what the man offers, Bharat Ramaraj. Incredible.
Perfect. Great. Let's go. It's my favorite. And the ones. So, okay, I'll break it down. Okay. So, jaldi karte because we are running out of time. First, we'll predict. I want you to tell me for the series who will make the highest runs across the team. मुझे इंडिया वाला इंग्लैंड नहीं चाहिए. Highest wicket taker, because already मैं ये डिबेट कर चुका हूँ स्पर्श के साथ ट्विटर पे. Highest wicket taker, highest catches by a non-wicket keeper.
Oh God.
Okay. And what will be the series prediction? फिर मैं आता हूँ हेडिंगली के पास. Okay. All yours, sir. First you. आप.
नहीं दोनों सारे तो मुझे लगा पता नहीं किसको पूछ रहे हो, तो वो भी क्लियर.
प्रेडिक्शन में तो एक ही सर है.
For me, sorry, Nikhil.
नहीं यार. Let's start with series. I think it will be a close one. I genuinely hope it is a close one, because I would hate to see a 3-1, 4-1 either ways. And I think both teams are also matched in a way that 3-2 feels fair to me. Unless rain comes in and it is a 2-2, so can't do much about it. But 3-2 is where I expect it to be. Highest run scorer, difficult to look past Joe Root.
3-2 for whom?
3-2 for either side. 3-2. I would love for it to be India.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think it is going to be Sam Curran kind of a series where, and India have two such options. Hopefully Jadeja does it, or Shardul does it, or NKR does it. Whoever plays does it. क्योंकि वहाँ पे बैडन कार से जो करेगा. So I'll still give him that benefit out there. In terms of highest run scorer, difficult to look past Joe Root. Batting in sublime form, batting at home. Coming in at the right spot is also very important in cricket. Not many acknowledge that, but yeah. Big man and big run scorer for the entire season. So Joe Root there. Highest wickets, I am tempted to say Kuldeep, but I don't know how many games he'll play. So I would stick with Siraj, because I expect him to play multiple games. And year one, kabhi na kabhi to wo hona hai कि Siraj hasn't had that one. The entire Australia tour went without him taking a 5 for 6 for. So maybe a couple of them in England, and that can do the job. So Siraj बोल के काफी मेरे को रिस्की लग रहा है, पर ठीक है. वही नाम मेरे मन में आया.
जीटी कोटा है, ये जीटी कोटा है, मुझे सब समझ में आ रहा है.
जीटी कोटा.
I was thinking of Prasidh also, but the challenge with this team is you don't know the levels that the management would go with, and that makes it really tricky. This is I'm going with people who are more likely to play 4+ games. So hence Joe Root and Siraj there. Most catches for a non-keeper, I'd love if it is Jaiswal, to be very honest with you, because I really feel uh, he's someone who is a safe catcher. Zyada catches, I know he dropped a few in Australia, but यहाँ पे I think he should be good. So Jaiswal and ये ना बस ये था, right? I don't think I missed out on any.
Yeah, no. Sir, Sparsh, let's go fast.
Series prediction 3-2 towards England. I hope it is 3-2 to India, as Nikhil sir said, but I'll say 3-2 towards England. Most runs, again, yeah, Joe Root. How do you look past Joe Root? But if I have to go for a second highest run scorer, I think I want to say Harry Brook. Because at the position he bats, number 5, naya ball ka threat chale jayega. And the kind of bowlers which India have, they can err in their line and length. You were saying something?
And this is a change bowlers. He'll not face the prime bowlers very often.
Exactly. And Harry Brook is someone who loves to attack. And I feel Siraj is someone जो कि उसको attack करोगे तो he goes off his line and length a bit, and that can go in Harry Brook's favor. तो जो रूट के बाद अगर किसी का नाम लेना है तो हैरी ब्रूक का लूंगा. Most wickets, I want to say Chris Woakes. He is a beast in English conditions. His average is what, 22 runs per wicket or something, and he is now England's lead bowler. So I want to say Chris Woakes, and we talked about the wobble. Wobble seam has revived his career. Even away from home, he is not a great bowler, but he is better than what he used to be. So I want to say Chris Woakes, and also India, they have a few batters who are suspect against the incoming ball. So Chris Woakes का नाम लूंगा वहां पे. Most catches, KL Rahul.
Interesting. Sir will be very happy. Rahul का नाम आ गया. So great. I'm little bit surprised that there is no Indian batsman which was taken here. I miss Virat Kohli's name being taken for first time. बहुत ऐसे अंदर से आ रहा है, but no problem. Last one, quick one, sir. Hot take for this test match. I'm not going to ask who's under. What do you give me? If you can give more than one, it's great. आपको क्या लगता है? Yeah, if you give me 3, very good. But hot take for this test match, what's going to start, which is, I think it's on 20th. And then, Sparsh, you have your time to think by then.
That is good. But this is for the entire series. I'll give two keeper batters from India will be in the top 5 run scorers. India have 3 of them. So, still playing it safe, but not safe. And I genuinely hope that KL Rahul can do a DK. If you know, you know.
Nice. Sir.
My hot take, I hope this does not come true, but this is what is coming to my mind right now. Yashasvi Jaiswal will not have a very good series. And I don't see how India win the series if Jaiswal fails, because I was looking at the data. Performance of openers where England have lost matches in England since 2022. जहां पर भी वो हारे हैं ना, the opposition team openers have comfortably outperformed their openers. Opposition teams openers का average है 58.7 in comparison to the English openers who have averaged 32.8 in the games which England have lost. तो अगर जयसवाल परफॉर्म नहीं करेगा तो फिर बट अब क्या करो, यही दिमाग में आ रहा है.
Perfect.
एक और फिर हॉट टेक ले लो जाते जाते कि hopefully 150 score from Jaiswal to cover up for the other failures.
This might happen. I agree.
This now हो गया. Sparsh, Nikhil, very nice. Great. It was so much fun to have you both on the channel and to speak about cricket, and people who are watching, if you have been watching till now, please like the stream, subscribe to the channel. Also, there is something coming up with Nikhil and Sparsh going forward in this series. I'm not going to tell right now because they will only tell it or you will get to know. I hope majority of their takes go wrong and India wins 3-2, because that fan inside me wants that, like, sir, I'm just saying. So, like, I genuinely want 2007 to repeat. I genuinely want it's also something for, like I said, my if I always thought Jaiswal is going to be the key for this series. I personally feel he'll perform, but I'm kind of convinced now after this conversation कि भाई सही नहीं लग रहा है. But I also feel Karun might become the key this year if he plays. But personally, I feel if he plays later down the order, he'll be more successful than playing 3 because he'll get a chance, and also I feel Gill will perform better because of the position he's coming in. Because, as you said about Harry Brooks, by the time, unless we have a collapse, Gill is going to come by then where it's going to be, the swing or the seam, whatever you want to call it, is negated. Perfect. Thank you, Sir Nikhil. And thank you, Sparsh. As always, you've been fun, and thank you so much. And the chat before before we started the stream was even more hilarious. And the t-shirt or the jersey looks really smart. And hopefully, if India wins 3-2, I'm buying Sparsh a test match jersey. I'm gifting because you already have it, right? And thank you, guys. And please subscribe to the channel. We are coming back next week. I'm not telling you for what and when, but you will see. I'm just giving a hint. You will see both of them again. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Nikhil sir. Thank you, Sparsh.
Thank you.
And see you all soon.
Thank you.